Hello friends, my name is Rodiyah. Today we are going to learn how to create a cache game in Scratch. So after you click create, then you will usually see this. So let's delete this Scratch cache and then we will make a new sprite. So we will name it Scratch. So for now, we're going to just be drawing a simple square for our cache, right? You don't have to make it to be a perfect square, but I just recommend that. Anyways, we will put it in the center, and then we will set the x to 0 and the y to 0. So now we will go to code, and then we will add the when flag clicked. Add this one flag clicked, and then we will add a forever. Go to X. Go to X 0 Y 0. But then we'll go to sensing. So let's just quickly change this to go to mouse pointer. So we'll see that it goes to mouse pointer, but it's supposed to be down here. So memorize the y of it, like it is my negative 156. So now I'm going to add set y to negative 156, and now we will see that it is going to be at the bottom of the mouse pointer, even though it's supposed to be right in negative 156. So we are going to add this, go to x minus 77 y minus. So we're just going to change this to x position. So now we'll see that it's finally on the line, but you can change this thing to anything you want. Like I'm going to change it to 200 or on 180. So now we have this simple square named cache. Now we will make another thing. This time it's going to be a circle. Remember to make it another color from the square. Also make it to be a little bit smaller. So now I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to add a when flag clicked. Then I will add a forever. But then we will have to make it to go to the top of our project, like up here. So we will go to display this, and then we will add the go to x 36 y 28, but we want it to go to this y position, so I'm going to write 178, but I'm going to set this this is a block you might not have known before. We're going to use this pick random. What it does is that it just picks a random number from 1 to 10. So if I click on it, it's going to choose a random number. But we're going to change it to more than that. First, we will move this here. So now we're going to write. We're going to move this to right here. So we're going to write minus 227 2. Then we drag it here, and it's going to be 227. Also, it's advisable to put this inside of the forever. So you can also change the y to anything you want, as long as it's somewhere from here to here. So I'm going to set my y to like 163. So now when we play it, we'll see that it just keeps on going to random positions. But that's not what we want. We wanted that after it goes to random position, it's going to fall down to the bottom, and then it will disappear. So after that, we're going to add a repeat until. Repeat until makes it something to do, something like if we wanted to change its y by -1, we'll keep on changing its y by -1 until it is down. It is at some point that it can't do it anymore. And the point that it can't do that thing anymore is what we will put it in here. So we'll go to sensing and we'll add 2 of these touching. The reason why we need 2 of them is that we want it to disappear when it touches the edge, but also when it touches our little square here. So now we are going to add this OR. We're going to put this touching edge in it and this touching catch in it. And then we're going to make it to change its y by -10. But you can change how much it changes its y to anything. Now we'll see this fully functioning game. Let me just make that a little bit slower. Now they are easier to catch. Set it to anything you want. Or even, if you want it to be random, then we have to go to variables. If you don't know what a variable is, then a variable is something that you could set to anything. There are 3 kinds of variables. The normal variables, lists, and cloud variables. For now, we're just going to be talking about normal variables. For normal variables, we can write anything in them. So let's just delete this rubbish my variable, and we'll make our own variable, which is going to be speed. So we're going to add this speed to 0 here, but we'll see that it is 0. We're going to change it to pick random 1 to 10. Then we're going to drag the speed here. Now we will save it and then we'll play it. But we'll see that it's going up instead of down. So we're going to add this join minus, pick random 1 to 10. Join just makes it to join two things together. Like if I drag this join apple banana here, it's going to say apple banana, so it just joined them together. Now we'll see that now it's actually falling down. It will fall down at a different speed all the time. Whoa. Falling down at 10 is pretty hard. But we're also going to make it to go to the back layer by going to looks, then scrolling down, then we'll drag this go to front layer. But we're going to make it to be go to back layer instead. Now we want to get something if we catch a ball, we actually have to get a reward. So if we want to get a reward, then we're going to go to this ball. We'll just rename it ball. So now we are going to make a new variable named points. So this is the cloud variable I told you about before, but we are not going to use cloud variables for now. So we can hide this speed thing. We'll move this points one up. Have points on speed now. And also, if we double click this or right click it, then we can change these. So like if I change slider range and I change it to some kind of big number, then we'll be able to change it to that big number that we chose. Like, also the number can't end with minus. Like if I set it to this, then we're going to be able to change it to this. Well, so we're not going to be using sliders. Let's just make the points to be this small readout. So we're going to add a if then. We're going to add this touching, and then we'll change it to catch. And then we are going to go to variables and we're going to add this change points by 1. We'll also add a set points to 0 at the beginning. Now we'll save it and then we'll start playing. Now we'll see that we get more points when we catch a ball. But don't you think these slow balls are just like too slow? Then you can change this to like 3 or anything you want. So now the balls will always be faster. So this is the last thing you can add to it. It's optional, but your game will look more colorful if you add it. We're going to add a background. Make sure to make the background to not be the same color as any of the sprites. So for my background, I'm just going to draw a green ground. Well, only your character is supposed to be on the ground, so your ground is going to be very small. And I'm also just going to draw a blue sky, but the sky won't be the same color as my ball. I will send it to back. Now we have this simple background. We don't need to add any code to it. So now we have this full catch game. we have to catch the balls to get more points. We've also added a colorful background to it. But if we don't catch the ball, we'll also need something to indicate that we didn't catch the ball. We can't just be not catching the ball and our points will stay the same. So we will duplicate this and then we'll change it to edge. Then we'll change points by -1. And you can also add it again, except that you will have to add a wait something seconds. For my own, I'll add wait 2 seconds, but your wait second can really be anything. Now we have an actual full catch game. Whoa, that was really hard. We need to get the balls. But then we'll see that we'll still have to wait for 2 seconds before the ball goes up. And that is a very bad problem. So we're going to add a hide at the end of the script. And we'll add a show. And we'll add a show at the beginning after the wait 2 seconds. Now we'll save it and then we'll play it again. This is an actual full one. Now we can just continue playing peacefully. But both of the balls are at the same speed. If you want to change that, then just go to the ball 2, make a new variable, rename it speed 2. But we're going to hide it for now. So now we're going to change all of these to speed 2. Remember, do it in the ball 2. Alright, we'll change all of the variables to speed 2. But we also have to add a hide at the beginning of the script. Like I'd say here. But also, you don't need these pick randoms. You can just add set speed to something, then it will always be at a constant speed. But you only need pick random for this. Now we will save it and then we will play it. Now we have a fully functional catch game. Whoa! That is the end of today's lesson. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell. Bye!